Previously on QB1GF.
We are doing a full-blown investigation into Jenna Jansen's life.
She did not peak in high school. I think she is peaking right now.
Would you say, in all honesty, that Jenna Jansen peaked in high school? Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
My crew and I have worked hard over the past month to get to the bottom of this. There's been highs.
What's my peak? Let's be honest.
You can't say names!
Ready? Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team! And there's been lows. What are you doing? Alright, Ho, let's go. Let's go.
Wyatt, I'm done with your bullshit.
Did you not see what I see?
To herself. Get this from my face.
There is so much more, Caleb.
Pissing me off.
But we now have only one more interview before my one-on-one with Jenna. And that's the interview you've all been waiting for. Alright, I'm just playing. Here's the actual interview you've been waiting for. Hey, what's up, Luke? I know you're busy, so I'll keep this quick. It's Luke Keller, QB1, and for those of you who don't know, the reason he has not been in the film so far is because Luke is actually out in LA right now shooting the sequel to my original film, QB1. I'm not salty at all, but he signed a big contract with Warner Brothers, and I have not seen a dime of it, but it's fine. So as you know, I'm working on a film about Jenna, so I just want to know what you're thinking and kind of what you hope this will show people about her.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm hoping that it shows the type of person that she is. You know, how she supported me throughout my career, and how much she did for me, and you know, just like how she's doing now, and how she's handling everything, and you know what she's up to in her life. Yeah.
So I know it's been shaky couple maybe months or so, but how would you say you and Jenna are now?
We're actually pretty good. We talk every once in a while, just kind of catch up on things, but yeah, our relationship is good.
So kind of a theme I've been going through in this documentary is Jenna and whether or not she peaked in high school. So what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I wouldn't say she peaked in high school. I definitely think she had a good time, but I definitely don't think that's the peak of her life, no. Okay,
cool, yeah. So, yeah, I heard, hey, congrats on everything out there in LA. So I heard Warner Brothers actually...
Hey, man, they actually need me on set, so...
Okay,
I appreciate you talking.
Yeah, okay, alright, dang. Alright, see you, dude. Okay guys, I'm outside Jenna's house right now. We're about to go in for the one-on-one interview. It's time we finally get some answers. For the sake of the film, I tried to keep this interview as unedited as possible. That being said, if I didn't cut it down, this episode would be over an hour long, so just keep that in mind. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Works out perfectly. Okay, so I guess I just want to know why you're letting me do this documentary.
I'm letting you do It's gonna take me a minute to get serious. Why not?
Like, okay. So what do you want this to show? Like what's your, do you have anything like?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have like misconceptions about me, like from high school and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like what misconceptions? Like any like stereotypes you may fall under?
Yeah, I feel like people like think I'm like this cocky. I don't know. I feel like people think I'm just like bougie and like kind of cocky.
Why? Why do you think people think that?
Well, I've just heard things. I don't know.
Do you think anything like led them to think that way, or is it just?
I think like transferring to Garen, and then like making a good group of friends right away, and then like dating Luke, just kind of gave me that reputation.
Kind of piled up.
Yeah. Now, not being with Luke, I don't know if I don't think my personality's changed at all. Like, not dating him, but I think people give me like more of a chance to like get to know me.
And so, I guess, what do you have to say to those people who judged you in high school, really never gave you a chance, and now, what would you say to them now?
I just hope that they can like give me the chance now. That's all I guess you can ask, is like they're open to actually like finding out who I really am and not judging based on like what I did in high school or who I was friends with. Obviously, like being in a relationship with someone like gives you that confidence, and like breaking up, you kind of lose that confidence, but I've really learned to like be comfortable with who I am, like no matter the circumstances or what people think. I think that's the biggest one.
So going into college, you and Luke were still dating, correct? Mm-hmm. So how was it difficult at first, or was it like kind of easy at first and then became harder? Just how did things kind of, I guess, fall apart? But
I'd been there for like a month. Luke came to visit, and it was really good, and we had a lot of fun. And then once he left, I just realized like it's gonna be like this every time he leaves. Like every time I'm with him, I'm just gonna worry about like not being with him again. And I kind of started to realize like I don't know if that's how I want to like live my life, like just waiting and then like being upset all over again, because it's kind of like moving away again every single time. Mm-hmm. So I had like a few doubts after that, and I expressed those to him, and then we just like decided to work on it or whatever. And then I think those doubts became more apparent to him too. So then once it like hit him, we were both like, okay, like this sucks. Obviously, like neither of us want this to happen, but it kind of just needs to in order for us both to like grow and have our own separate lives. Possibilities are endless, which is really fun, and not having to worry about anything else.
In the interviews we've had, a lot of people, I kind of brought this up, and...
For years.
What? So some people have, like, I'll use their words, like, said, oh, Jenna was living her best life as QB1GF, as the quarterback's girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So I get, like, people like, oh, she peaked in high school because, she was thriving in that role. So I guess, what would you say to address that?
Obviously, I loved doing that. Like, I don't lie when I say this, like, those were some, like, the best days of my life. Like, I really loved being that person, like, being supportive, and just, like, being there for someone like that was, like, good for me. I wouldn't say I, like, peaked there, you know, like, it's hard to say when your peak is, when you're, like, still living, but, I definitely enjoyed that role, and, like, tried to do my best at it, just for, like, his sake.
So, I actually do have a clip, of you possibly saying that you peaked in high school.
What? 100? Yeah.
I miss high school.
Oh my god, me too. That was my peak, let's be honest. I loved being a football girlfriend.
So, I guess...
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't feel like there's one peak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
like,
you just
that was a high point. Yeah, that was a peak for sure.
Okay. That makes sense. That addresses that. Thank you. So first of all, I would just like to say I have a confession. So this documentary, I have a feeling you have a pretty good idea. Mm-hmm. So it isn't just a documentary about your life. It's also an investigation.
Okay.
On whether or not, the answer to that question, whether or not you peaked in high school.
Okay.
And so Caleb, the guy who's been with us the whole time, he's actually a trained behavior analyst. So Yeah. So he's been keeping an eye on just cues and stuff, and honestly, from talking to people, doing a lot of research, we've pretty much come to the point where, like, you pretty much summed it up perfectly. Like, it was a very high point in your life, but it's like unfair for us to judge whether or not that's a peak. You're gonna have a bunch of high points in your life, so I guess you pretty much summed it up well. Where
like that stage in high school, that was my peak.
Anything you want to talk about? You want to get out in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't want people to think, like, I'm doing this to, like, bash on Luke or anything that happened or, like, anything like that. Like, I want people to know that, like, we can still be friends and, like, care about each other. And I have, like, no hard feelings towards Luke. Like, I honestly couldn't really talk shit even if I wanted to. Like, I still respect him a lot, and, like, I'm grateful for all the time I had with him.
That's it? I thought this was gonna be longer.
After my one-on-one with Jenna, I knew what I had to do. While the rest of the crew was on break, I did what I never thought I would do. Now, why the hell would I do that? Destroy everything I've been working so hard on for so long? Well, the answer was right in front of us the whole time.
I think that life, you go through many peaks, and
It was one of those
it was a peak, but she's got many more in her lifetime.
I think that there's always an upslope to be done. You know, I don't think you really say you look back and I don't think you can say you peaked. That's kind of more of a retrospective view on things.
She's figuring things out. And I think she's happy doing that, and like everyone needs to go through that.
I don't feel like there's one peak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
like,
you just
that was a high point. Yeah, that was a peak for sure.
Okay. I realized it wasn't fair for me to judge Jenna's life like this. You've gotten to know Jenna over the past 4 episodes, and I've gotten to know Jenna over the past 4 years of my life. Like this series, life has highs and life has lows, and judging someone off those highs and lows does no one any good. And that's why I've decided to bring the investigation to a close. Jenna Jansen did not peak in high school. You may think I wasted all my time running around doing this, but honestly, I've learned a lot from this, and I hope you have too. This is Wyatt Metzger, signing off. Oh!
I skated closer.
I know, I was gonna say. Hey, what's up guys? I just want to genuinely thank all of you for watching this. I put a lot of hard work into this. Me and... What are you doing?
I was giving you bunny ears.
Everyone that helped me, I just want to thank you guys, the whole crew, everyone who I interviewed, especially Jenna right here. She was a true sport. She really helped out a lot, and not a lot of people would allow me to dive this deeply into their lives. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Jenna for being amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Jenna, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say that, like, this experience made me realize, like, how many really awesome people I have in my life. So thank you to everyone who got interviewed, and even those of you that didn't say the nicest things. Watch your back,
Owen.
But I'm thankful for you and my friends and everyone who was a part of this.
Woo!
Woo! Outro! We out of here!
Yeah, I shouldn't put that one in.
Yes, queen.
She quickly realized she wasn't the smartest kid, because when you get put with the smart kids, you're definitely not as smart, you know, so that was pretty funny.
I don't know that, but he left his car on for like an hour and a half. Yeah. While the interviews were happening. I love you, Pat.
Love you, R-O-U-S-G.
So if I don't want to answer, just be like, next question.
Just be like,
back to high school.
Jenna, do you think these interviews in this video is going to strengthen your friendships or ruin them?
I hope it strengthens them, unless my friends talk shit.
then what would happen?